Welcome to this session of Healthcare Staff Development, comprehensive guide to building, leading, and developing exceptional departmental teams for optimal patient care. High-performing departments don't run on protocols alone. They run on people. A well-trained, motivated physicians and nurses are the most important resource for delivering efficient, high-quality care. But healthcare is unique. It demands specific knowledge, fast-paced mindset, and the ability to act decisively under uncertainty. This session explores how to find, form, lead, monitor, and develop high-functioning clinical teams. Healthcare staffing is unique. Each department has a different role in the hospital. Understanding your role makes you understand your staff requirement. Let's take the emergency department as an example. Emergency department clinicians must juggle between multiple undifferentiated patients, rapid decisions with limited information, constant unpredictability and severity range. In countries where your specialty is recognized and accredited and has a training program, this provides the baseline. But in others, leaders must build skill and structure from scratch through mentorship, continuing education, and quality assurance. Understanding the role of your department is essential in creating your requirements. Let's take the emergency department for an example. The emergency department is the hospital's front door. Patients come with anything from chest pain to trauma, stroke to a stabbed toe. Their symptoms are often vague. Many don't have a diagnosis yet. This diversity requires emergency departments to function as high-volume acute diagnostic and stabilization center. To manage this well, teams must master the 5 phases of the emergency care, which is the triage, assessment, diagnostics, treatment, and disposition. Understanding your role in the hospital is highly essential for creating your requirements. In our healthcare setting, usually atypical is typical. Data is often incomplete. Diagnosis must be made while ruling out threats to life, limb, and organ. Providers must manage multiple patients at once, from different cultures, different genders, different phases of care, and different age, in parallel, not sequentially. Like managing different projects, this requires standardized knowledge, strong decision-making, and situational awareness. International curriculums agree on core areas for physicians: patient care, communication and collaboration, ethics and professionalism, system navigation, leadership and education. Effective departments communication spans patients, families, nurses, consultants, and hospital administration. Empathy and clarity are not optional, they're essential. Knowledge covers symptoms, body systems, age-specific conditions, and emergency-specific diseases. Skill, life-saving interventions, diagnostics, and procedures for both doctors and nurses. Attitudes, compassion under pressure, ownership of patient care, and commitment to learning. The healthcare is an emotional terrain. Patients are scared, angry, or confused. The best clinicians bring order to chaos with professionalism, empathy, and composure. Building a great team requires 5 steps. Recruit people with motivation and interest in the specialty, even if they come from other specialties. Unite staff around a shared vision, define scope of care, and train accordingly. Set the tone with strong leadership, clear expectations, and role modeling. Measure outcomes, engagement, satisfaction, and performance. Be present on the floor. create career paths, support special interests. Each step builds on the previous one, creating a foundation for excellence. Great department teams don't just appear, they are recruited intentionally. Advertise in medical journals and conferences. Publicize your vision, a high-performing and well-supported department. Select your teamwork, resilience, and interdisciplinary mindset. Favor experience across multiple specialties and settings. At Northwest Hospital, public dissatisfaction forced change. A new emergency department director was hired with full autonomy to build a new department. His vision and leadership attracted high-quality applications from all over, even from outside the region. And that is your success story. Once recruited, unite staff around a compelling mission. Use scope of care documents to define expectations. Conduct gap analysis to identify training needs. Provide supplemental education locally or through external programs. Invest in simulation, bedside teaching, and team rounding. These aren't expenses, they're strategic investment in safety, quality, and retention. Great leaders define and defend a daily vision, establish culture through example, encourage open respectful communication, monitor internal and external challenges, create space for feedback and error reporting, draw inspiration from aviation crew resource management. Everyone should feel empowered to speak up if something seems unsafe. High quality requires routine quality assurance and case review, ongoing continuous medical education, first-hand leadership presence, measuring satisfaction and burnout. Happy teams mean safer patients, control workloads, balance exposure, and prioritize emotional safety. Every department team must evolve, support staff and subspecialty interest, advanced skills, teaching and leadership role. Encourage involvement in international organizations. Departmental leadership should help shape the future of medicine in their region or country. In conclusion, a dedicated full-time department team is the heartbeat of a successful department, and that team needs purpose, training, leadership, structure, and support. Build the team, grow their skills, and watch them elevate the quality of care for every patient, every shift, every day. Building effective department teams requires intentional design and ongoing commitment. The investment yields better patient outcome and staff satisfaction. Thank you for joining us in this session for staff development.